I remember it was in 7th grade and I was like, this is my year. I'm going to just be a popular person. And I had a whole plan in my head on how to like integrate myself in with the popular people.
Mm.
And then that kind of I'm not meant to be a popular person.
Nah.
I don't it's just
not
not
for
me.
you.
It's not for me. And also trying to like integrate in my diabolical plan of integrating with the popular kids, I realized I didn't like them. They were like mean and not fun.
No, and that's
I
the
was
thing
like, what am I doing here?
Yeah,
so I just like kind of put an end to that.
I had no idea you were doing all that because you were so not the type to even like we talk about. You were like barely aware of social dynamics at all.
Yeah.
So it's weird that you were suddenly like, I want to be popular.
Yeah, it was like
what
a
was
hyper
that based
focus
on?
I don't know.
What did you think it would bring you?
I don't know. I just thought I was like, I just had like this idea. I was like, wouldn't it be cool to be popular?
They said that we'd grow out of it. Well, the joke's on them, that's just our brains. We're eccentric, loud, and stubborn. And most of our clothing is covered in stains. It's not a deficit of attention. There's just too much to think about. So if executive dysfunction becomes a little too much, if you forgot why you came in this room, or you're hypersensitive to touch, then put on your seamless socks and come join our little flock. Bitches stimming together, we're weirds of a feather. Weirds of a feather.
Okay, we are recording.
Yeah.
It's official.
We're recording. We're here.
And we're recording.
We're recording.
And we're here.
We're cozy.
Mm-hmm.
We're slippery on our slippery couch.
Yep. Slippy, we're slappy.
And we're happy.
And we're ready, to go.
Yeah.
All right, and let's just dive on into this thing.
Yeah.
Real quick and give it the old welcome to Weirds of a Feather, an AuDHD-Adjacent podcast. I'm your host, Grace Beret.
And I'm your host, Kristin Stanhope. Here we are.
Yeah.
We got a little just segs for you. You know, why be so serious all the time?
Yeah, when you can be silly instead.
Yeah. This podcast was founded on silliness.
Yep.
And we're bringing, and we continue to maintain our silliness.
Yes.
I believe.
It's at the heart and the root of who we are as people and as podcasters and what this whole thing has been about.
Yeah.
So,
here we are being silly.
Yeah. But first I want to start with a warm-up question.
Yeah, I want to be warm.
Let's be warm because it is rather chilly.
We are here. Cold.
Pretty cold.
Let's get warm.
We both got our heating pads.
Yep.
Nevertheless,
I'm loving this heating pad.
Right?
I am heated.
I take that to bed every night and I just curl up.
I have one
it.
around my neck that I take to bed.
Ooh.
And sometimes if I've shoveled my driveway, I have one for my lower back.
Oh.
This is what happens. When you get old, kids,
yep,
you get to look forward to heating pads.
Oh, but they're so great. They're so nice. Great. You'll appreciate it.
One day.
But I wanted to give a warm-up question because I'm just kind of curious about where you stand on this.
Yeah.
What's your take on DNA testing services? How do you feel about them, like ethically and morally? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
I have not done one.
Same. I don't want to. I don't trust like that.
I don't trust it.
Yeah.
However, people have solved crimes.
Yeah, and that's great.
I think animal DNA testing, I think it's the silliest thing. I fully support it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I've thought about doing it before.
I don't believe.
It's harmless.
I'm sure, and also, is it really real?
Yeah. They could just be saying anything.
They could be saying anything. They could tell.
Part wolf.
Yeah.
Part pug.
Yeah. Poodle plus pug.
Yeah. A plug.
Goal.
No, there's no L in there. Yeah.
Plug. Goal. A poogle.
So
a poogle. Ah, there we go.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
We got there.
I think so silly. You want to figure out what your cat is? It's a cat.
That seems even sillier to me because we don't really talk about cat. I mean,
There's
maybe
breeds
people.
Of cats.
I know there are. And it's probably just because cat people are discriminated against.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's not like a... And also, cats aren't out and about the way that dogs are. So you're not having...
I think differentiating between cat breeds has become more popular than it used to be.
It still seems silly. It's like, I don't know, it's a white cat.
It's a cat. Well, you have cow cats, but that's not a real breed.
Oh.
You have torties, you have Siamese, you have Maine Coons, you have Bengals. I think it's so silly. I fully support it, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
There's no harm
Harmless,
in that.
yeah.
And that's because they're pets.
Yes.
They're not going to like pay taxes and make medical decisions for their parents, you know?
Yeah.
They're cats.
Really important
and they're
point, yeah.
dogs.
They're
and
cats
they're
and
pets.
they're
Their
dogs.
greatest highlight of the day is like kibble time, you know?
Yeah.
Could
What
you
a time
imagine?
that is. Yeah. What was I
great.
just watching? The fuck was I just watching? Oh, it was watching Seinfeld last night where Elaine has to fast in order to like get some kind of medical scan.
Mhm.
And then they end up in some scenario where she ends up having to be starved even longer. So she's like so out of it. She hasn't eaten for days. And she goes, how do we know the dog food's any good? Who's tasting it? She's right though. How do we know the dog food's any good?
I think if the dogs are...
They'll eat anything.
Yeah,
though.
dogs will eat anything. My cats
know?
are a little picky.
Most dogs I feel like will just scarf it down.
I used to buy like medical cat food, like prescription cat food for Snickers, and she hated it. We have since moved on to a different one, which I'm really excited about. She's doing well. But my youngest cat, John Ralphio, would try and sneak into her room because they're separated. It's a long story. He'd try to sneak in there to get her medical prescription cat food, and it would
reek.
I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? This
Can't be good.
It can't be good. She didn't eat for like 4 days until that was the only thing we gave her. And then the third cat won't touch that food because he knows it's like garbage. But he's just like, I think it's the novelty of it.
Yeah, something different.
He's like, yeah. Put it on my tab.
This is something I'm eating. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, back to human DNA testing. Somehow you pivoted the combo to cats.
I don't know if this is because I was raised as an American, but I think if you want to do that, sure. I'm not going to do it because I don't trust them.
Same.
But if you're, I think they have, you know, if you, let's say you were adopted and you don't know your biological parents, I think that's a great idea.
Yep.
I think,
especially testing for like genetic markers and stuff like that.
And stuff. Yeah, sure.
I see the benefit of it.
I think there's a benefit to it. I think there's this like fine line though where you're like, it makes me uncomfortable.
Same.
You know?
This is exactly how I feel
what's
about it.
The ethics behind it and like how secure is their data and what are they doing with that?
What are they doing with it? I just don't want anyone to have that. Feels like. I'm glad other people do it because it does lead to
I think it's interesting
crimes
to learn
being
about.
solved.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
That's
Golden State
great.
Killer.
Yeah.
That's great. Taking
Fantastic.
down like old man serial killers.
Yeah.
With
Same
your
with
blood
that
test. Like that's
Idaho
great.
killer who killed all those people in that house.
Oh yeah, the guy who killed those. Yeah.
He was found by a
That's
23andMe or something. Yeah.
So that's great.
I think it's great. I think there's benefits. I also think like it's new, and I think that I just don't trust it.
It feels like the making of like a dystopian sci-fi novel.
Also, I think for you and I, what are they going to say? Oh, you're white.
You are white. It's confirmed. Irish and Scottish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure that out on my own.
Yeah.
I think people who are really into like tracking their ancestry, if they want to do that, sure. It's not for me.
No.
I've got a pretty good idea on where I came from.
Yeah.
And sure.
But you know what? I think it's nice for white people to seek an identity within a culture that's not like white supremacy or Christianity or like stealing from Black and Indigenous cultures.
I think anything
and Asian
besides
cultures.
those would be great.
Yeah. I think anything is great.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, and don't get annoying with it. Like I know that Irish people and anyone like Italians, I'm sure, hate when Americans are like, I'm Italian. But it's like, no, you're American.
We're American.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just have Italian ancestry.
Italian ancestry.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think it is nice in a respectful way to like connect with your heritage.
Sure.
Especially if, you know,
I think everybody's interested
you're needing
in that.
identity. Yeah.
Yeah. Identity, community.
Yeah. But I
Sure.
think there are some things to think about in terms of truly like what is happening with that data.
Yeah.
And where's it going and
It's
how's
so
it being
much.
used? Yeah.
How is it being used?
Yeah.
And then they just have it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
forever. You know?
"Ah,
Yeah. I
what's
don't know
happening
what
to it?"
could be done with it, but
Yeah.
like,
I don't know what
I
could
don't
be
know.
done, but I don't know also what. I just don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
if you want to do it, I'm not going to stop you. and
I'm
I
not
think it should be
judgmental
great.
about people who
No.
do it.
I think that's
I
interesting.
think it's cool. Yeah. I just,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I just freak myself out. So I'm like, I'd
Yeah.
rather just
I think
know.
people who
I don't
have,
care
like,
enough to know.
found long lost family members or like
Yeah.
cousins, I think that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had any member of my family that I'm like, I didn't know who my grandma was, like, that'd be
Yeah.
cool to know. I totally get people who are like seeking long
Or
lost
all
family
those people
members.
who found out they had the same dad because he donated way
Oh my
too much to
God.
a sperm bank.
Yes.
Thank God
Yes.
for
that was
23andMe or
horrifying.
whatever. That's
Yeah.
horrifying.
People can end up like unknowingly dating their siblings and shit. Like, that's such a problem.
Why there's a limit. You can't donate that much.
But some banks don't have limits. The whole
They
problem.
should.
We can't go down that road.
I can't.
It is a whole problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess my official stance is like,
Mine as well.
nah. Yeah. If you want to do, if you've done it, reach out.
Yeah.
What did you find? Was it worth it? Was it expensive?
Yeah.
What?
Let us know if you
What
like
did you
learn
do with
anything
that
cool.
date? Did you learn anything? Why? I guess.
Yeah.
Were you seeking answers? Did you get those answers?
Yeah. Tell
Let
us.
me know.
Yeah. And another thing is just like if you find out you're, 4% Native American or like
Mhm.
7% Black,
What do you
don't take that on as your
what are you
identity.
doing with that information? 4%
Yeah.
or 4% everything.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I would say.
You know what's really funny? All of the white supremacists who found out that they were like a little bit Hispanic or a little bit Black.
Yeah.
One of the greatest moments of my life there.
Yeah. Well, they
with
are
that.
self-hating. So
Yeah.
it makes
Wonderful.
sense.
I
Yeah,
think
good
there
for-
should be more of that.
Yeah. Happy for them.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, now that we have talked about this potentially questionable topic,
Yeah.
should we get into this Just Segs episode?
Yeah.
All
we got
right.
Segs. Segs on segs.
Segs on Segs.
Let's do it.
And what are we starting with? Oh, This Is Who I Am Now.
Yeah.
Let's do that song.
This time it's different. Everything has changed. This is who I am now.
This is who I am now. I hope that sounded like we were falling off a mountain. That's kind of what I was going for.
Oh no! I lost my footing. My carabiners.
I bet that sounded really cool.
Yeah.
All right, Kristin.
Yeah.
Who are you now?
We haven't done one of these in a while.
I know, I missed it.
I am a cat stage mom.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
We, as in Christopher, because he used to be a dog groomer, regularly shave one of our long-haired cats, Boo Radley. And so we shaved him, but because he's, long-haired cats, they get matted. We should brush him more often, but he prefers cuddles. And who am I to say no?
You can't.
I can't. Not with him.
No.
He's such a cuddle bug. So he really needed a shave. He needed some mats taken out. It's usually just by the neck and then like his pants, they get matted.
Yeah.
Because they're so fluffy.
So
So
his cat pants, yes.
His cat pants. So he got a big shave, but it was cold and it's been cold. So we didn't want him to be cold. So we've been putting him in clothes.
Oh.
And he really loves wearing t-shirts and
Does
clothes.
he?
Yeah, he
I
rocks
feel like
it.
most animals hate it.
The other two hate it and they don't, but he's just like, I've got some
That's
videos.
so great.
So I picked him up some sweatshirts and one says slay all day, but it's like slay from because it was like on sale from Christmas.
Like Santa slang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one says unimpressed.
Oh,
'Cause
that's so him.
He usually has, So I love it. And then we just recently got what will be our Christmas cards probably next year. We got a family photo.
Oh, yes.
Christopher and I and the cats.
Yes.
I mean, everybody. Well, Snickers was the only one who was naked because she's got enough going on.
Yeah.
She's on too many drugs to.
You don't need to put her
She
in a
doesn't need to be in
sweater.
a sweater.
It's hard enough being her.
But the boys were in. John Ralphio and Boo Radley were. John Ralphio had a nice little button up, and it was actually Velcro, but
Good. I was gonna say, how did you do those buttons?
And then Boo wore his sleigh all day.
Nice.
And we took lovely pictures.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great. I should have brought one down.
Yeah, would you go to JCPenney, a kiosk in the mall?
No, we went to Paris Farmers Union, which is our farm store that's like 2 blocks away from us. And they had a pet photo day. So it was literally we had to like book a time, and so I was really stressed about the time.
This is when people talk about child-free people.
Yeah,
too obsessed with their pets.
This is us.
Yeah,
this is us.
Yeah, you specifically. I love it. It's great.
I mean, yeah, I think we're gonna hang it above our mantle or something.
Nice.
Yeah,
definitely get that framed.
We went in with our backpacks of cats.
Yeah.
All our cats get a backpack, except for John
It makes
Ralphio.
it sound like they're all in one backpack.
No. We have 3 separate carriers, and 2 are backpacks, and 1 has to be a plastic crate because John Ralphio is a monster and will eat through fabric. We found out the hard way, and bite zippers. So he needs metal and plastic.
Needs to be contained in a cage.
He literally, it's like the scene from like Jurassic Park where they're like trying to get through Anyway, we went to the Paris Farmers Union and we took some family photos. The boys and Snickers don't get along, so I had to hold Snickers while Christopher tried to wrangle both John Ralphio and Boo, and which is why he looks so silly, but I think it looks good.
Yeah, have the photos come in yet?
I think they look great.
You got some good ones?
Yeah, I think
all
we
right.
got good ones. Yeah, I think we had the option of like, we had 4 good ones and we had to pick. So we have some mugs. We have a mug with each of us on, we each got a mug, and then we have some smaller ones and we have 1 big one.
Wonderful. I can't wait to get mine.
My this Christmas. But yeah, Boo's been like killing it. Although, I think he gained some weight, so he's struggling to like jump on the countertops, which is actually great. With his sweater on, so I might get him another sweater because he loves them.
Yeah, you could get into knitting cat sweaters.
Well, I was like, I can crochet cat sweater. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
John Ralphio used to wear the cat sweaters, but now he's like, no, thank you.
I was going to say pageant moms, stage moms are another thing that's totally great when they're pets, not great when they're little kids.
Not good for humans.
Not good for kids.
That's the thing. These cats are going to last 14 years, maybe. Yeah. They're not going to have lifelong trauma.
Yeah,
they're going to forget
trauma.
about it. Yeah. They're
eating
spoiled.
disorders.
Yeah, no eating. They just want their kibble and they want their churu.
Yeah, they're not going to develop like a body image issues, you know?
And also, they're not going to like vote later on, right? Because like, people are like, you're not going to have kids ever? But you're such a great, cat mom. You're so great. And I'm like,
what does that have to do with anything?
First of all, those cats aren't going to vote on decisions, right? They're not going to like figure,
they're not functioning aspects of our society.
One of our cats likes to eat trash. We did not raise him right. I think a little bit is genetics. I don't think he was born right, but also
he was born
half
wrong.
of it is it's nature versus nurture, and the nature, it's not great.
Yeah.
Or the nurture isn't fantastic. They're spoiled.
It's like a 50-50 split. Yeah. That's the thing. You can spoil a pet and it doesn't affect anyone.
Right.
You spoil a kid and you got a monster out in the world.
Right,
that person's gonna like date and hold a job.
I know. And has to like interact with other people. Like these cats, they're great. They're spoiled.
Yeah.
And we're okay with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Grace.
Yeah. Yep. I like it already. I really enjoyed that one. I would say it's your best work yet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's high praise.
And part of it, I don't know how much was the face of seeing what you were doing with your face.
I did a facial warm up.
There was a lot of face movement going on there.
A time where we don't have our camera set up.
Yeah, one of many.
That's okay.
Yeah, you guys will see it one day.
One day.
I am a magnet maker.
Ooh, wait a minute. I received such magnets.
Yes, that's right. I made you some little carrots.
I love it. They're at work.
Yay. Yeah, they're so fun to make. I don't know if I talked about this yet, but I made a bunch of clay magnets for Christmas gifts. I had some, I don't know where I even got it, but someone a long time ago got me like this kit of all these little colorful baking clays, and I've never really used it. And then for some reason, I just got going before Christmas making I wanted to make miniature things. I love miniature things.
Love minis.
And I was really inspired by miniature things. I was like, I can make some things out of clay. Started making them, had a lovely time, and I just kept cranking them out. I just baked them and then put magnets on the back of them. But I was making carrots and donuts. I made little beans for my mom because she calls herself the bean queen.
She loves beans.
She loves beans. I made little beans. I made, what else did I make? Oh, I made my dad a strawberry rhubarb.
You made me a hot dog.
Yeah, a hot dog. I made a hamburger. I was making
love that
blueberries. I love the hot dog. Those are one of my favorites. I think they're so funny and cute. But I just got really into it. And then after Christmas, I haven't been doing it as much in the last week, but they're just a fun, easy thing to do when we're watching TV at night.
It's nice to create.
Yeah, it's nice to create without having it be a whole big to-do, It's not one big project. You make them pretty quickly, and then they're made. And then I like with the baking clay that it's not air drying, so you can take your time with it. You can work on it and then put it in a tuppy and leave it and come back to it. There's no risk of it drying on you, you know? So I really like that. I just bake it in the oven on parchment paper at 275 for 30 minutes, depending on the thickness. But yeah, they're really easy to make, and there's so many little things you can make, and I'm just having so much fun with it. So I am a little magnet maker.
I love it.
I love
it.
And they're great for Christmas gifts because you can make so
Who
many
doesn't
of
love
them.
a fun magnet?
Exactly. They're functional.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
They're mini.
Yes. They're small. So they don't take up much room. And yeah, everyone can always use a magnet.
Yeah.
I gave a few to Kylie, my friend Kylie Lowe of Dark Down East.
Ooh.
Her daughter, Clara, she was very shy when I was there. So she didn't have a big reaction to the magnets at first. But I gave her one of the little hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And Kylie put it on the fridge. She said that Clara wanted to kiss the hot dog before bed.
Oh.
And then she wanted to leave it on the kitchen counter so it would be there for her in the morning. Oh my God, that is the
so
sweetest
cute.
reaction to anything I've ever made. I'm so honored. Kissing it before bed is just
that's so cute.
Yes.
Yeah, they're very cute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. They're very fun to do. So I don't know if you need an easy little craft, just get a few colors of baking clay, and then you don't have to paint them after.
Yeah,
is the other
that's
thing
the
I
other
like.
thing. I was like, are you painting them? But you're not.
No, because they're already colored, so you don't have to worry about it. You make them and then you bake them and then they're done.
And then
you
you're
just
good.
glue on the magnet on the back if you want, or not. You could just have little doodads around. Make them for your terrariums, we were talking about.
Oh, that's right.
You could make little mushrooms. That's why I got it out originally, actually, was to make mushrooms. And I haven't even done that yet. I just started making a hot dog instead.
You're like, this is perfect.
And I was like, little foods. I can make little foods. And so I should go back and make some mushrooms for my terrariums. But yeah, there's lots of stuff you can make.
I love the little hot dog magnet.
Right?
At work, it makes me happy.
Oh, it makes me happy too. Yeah. I think I'm going to bust out more of them.
Yeah.
And then a burger. I made one. It was a pretty intricate burger where I'm making little lettuce pieces and little tomatoes and then you're stacking them together. And there's just, you can do little details and, I love a miniature thing. So
you love a mini.
I love a mini. So if you love minis, try out some clay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we skedaddle on into I'm So Quirky, which we have not done in so long.
Let me just warm up here.
Please.
I'm
never
warm.
left.
Yeah.
You're ready.
It's in my blood.
Yeah. The kazoo never leaves you. Yeah, we've been on a big business as someone to start snot us
we
kick.
just have so many business
We're
ideas.
just very business minded, We're entrepreneurs. But like we said, we're getting back to our roots this episode.
Yeah.
And we're doing I'm So Quirky. And
we're doing quirks.
For those of you who maybe don't remember or you need an explanation, these are kind of silly little things that we do because of our ADHD/autism. Some of them, or it's kind of like a jokey thing, or it's kind of a sarcastic thing where people write off ADHD as oh, they're just quirks.
Yeah.
But a lot of these things, as funny as they are and as much as we can laugh at them, some of them can be very devastating.
Yeah.
So these are kind of just a range of silly to devastating quirks, quote unquote, that we have.
Yeah.
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 All right, Kristin, what are your quirks?
Whoa. Are we going to bring
Oh
do
my
the
God.
song?
You're right. You played the kazoo and I was like, that was the song.
Wow.
Wow.
Slow your
Where
roll
is my
there.
head?
I know. This is the best part of the quirks. It's the
Oh
song.
God, I know. Depriving the people of the kazoo. All right.
have to give them what they want.
I have to have my tools. All right, let's do it. Ready? Okay. I thought you were going to. Sometimes you do the note and then you do the.
Okay. What do you? So I
Because
go,
otherwise I'd have to start at the same time as you.
Yes.
Okay. Because otherwise I'd have to start.
It's been so long.
I know.
I just
we
wanted
haven't
to get
practiced.
And then do you want me to go low, like, or like mid range, like?
Too high. Go low. Yes, that's my register.
Right.
Yeah, do it.
Sorry, guys.
Yep.
We're just warming up.
Getting back into the swing of things.
All right.
Some people call me spacey, some people call me fun, but I'm just quirky. That was great.
Yeah.
We really have not done that in such a long time.
I'm sad that it's taken us this long.
We got to get back into it.
We gotta do more quirks.
I know. We got to do more segs. So fun.
I know.
All right, Kristin, now you can tell me.
Yeah.
What are your 3 quirks?
Mine are 2 out of 3 are dyslexia based.
Great.
So
I forgot to add dyslexia into the mix.
Yeah.
But
yep,
some
here we are.
Kristin's quirks are sometimes
I've been having
dyslexia
some
related.
major dyslexic moments.
Nice.
So let's get into them.
All right.
The first one, not so much. So I, on a regular basis, try to like low key convince my medical and PA students to bring baked goods in. I do a lot of like, I could really go for like a cookie or like, oh, you like to cook? Do you bake? What do you bake? Cookies? I love cookies.
Like what Lily and I used to do at the Turnbull's house when we didn't want to have to go home for lunch because they got junk food. We'd be like, well, I guess I'll have to go home for lunch. Yeah. Well, Lil, what do you think? I guess I should go home. Yeah, it's nice to just drop those hints.
Dropping hints.
No one can accuse you of being rude. You're just commenting.
It's worked.
It's commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do it?
Yeah. One of them did.
Good thing they're not as autistic as you because you would not pick up on that.
Yeah, it would be really nice to get a cookie.
Yeah, that would be great.
Someone would bring those in.
Yeah. Oh, you like cookies? Cool.
Yeah, samesies.
Yeah, you just like would not be picking up on the hints at all. So I'm glad that they are working better than they would be received.
I mean, I feel like I'm being discreet. It's probably really obvious.
Yes, I'm sure if you think it's discreet, it's not.
Yeah. So
you're like, oh my God.
This is going to affect your grade.
This PA is like threatening us into bringing her baked goods.
I got to like bake cookies tonight instead of studying.
She keeps like heavily implying that there would be consequences if I didn't. So I guess I have to make chocolate chip cookies tonight.
Oh my God. Okay, next quirk.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yep.
I was recommended a book. I've had a lot of issues with this book. Not based on the plot at all, just the saga of me trying to like haul through this book.
Yeah.
The book is called Hunting Adeline.
No, it's not.
And
isn't it Haunting Adeline?
Well, hold on, because it's a series. There's a couple of them. There's one called Hunting. There's one called Haunting.
That's too confusing.
Very confusing. I thought, so the book was specifically called Hunting Adeline. It's on Spotify. So I thought on audiobooks, because that's what I've been doing. My dyslexic ass read Hunting, or no, it's called Hunting Adeline, and I read it as Haunting Adeline, and I was like, great, ghost romance, let's go. Halfway through the book, no fucking ghosts. I'm like, where the fuck?
Where are the ghosts?
Where are the ghosts? I want a ghost romance. Is there real romance? Yeah. Kind of terrifying.
It's like bloodshed.
It's
hunting.
It's like, I'm not sure what's going on in this book because I also downloaded the version that was AI read instead of like voice actor read.
Yeah.
And so it's like very confusing because there's no inflection of the voices.
That sounds terrible.
And it's the same AI reading for male part and female part.
Why? You have AI.
It's so confusing.
If anyone's going to change voices, that is the time to do it. What?
It's so
you should use the same voice.
So one, I'm
crazy.
Like so disappointed that there's no ghost romance. Two, I finally figured out that it's hunting, not haunting. But then there is a Haunting Adeline. But I guess it's like second in the series.
Okay.
And then it's the AI read version, which is far less superior.
Why are you listening to that version?
Because it was the version that I found. I don't think they have like the actual audiobook on Spotify.
Are you sure Haunting Adeline isn't like a knockoff of Haunting Adeline?
I don't know.
I feel like it's just one book and you are and your dyslexia is confusing
no, it's
you.
Like a whole series.
Into thinking you're confused.
3, right? I'm bringing it up right now.
Please cue the music. Oh, you're right. Haunting Adeline.
There's Haunting Adeline. And then there's Hunting Adeline.
So Haunting Adeline is about ghosts.
Haunting Adeline, not about ghosts.
So even the haunting.
Wait, maybe I'm going back and forth between haunting and hunting.
I think you are.
I don't know. They're both read by AI, and I don't know what I'm reading. And so I'm very confused.
Is there a haunting? Right? I'm confused. The titles.
Here's haunting.
Why do the covers look the same? What is this?
But there's also hunting, and I'm so confused.
Yes, you're right.
What am I supposed to be reading?
Yeah, are you like going back and forth?
I think I'm going back and
books?
forth. This one's in German, so I'm not going to read that one.
Not that one. Cat and Mouse Duet. And it's just read by one robot man's voice.
And there's no inflection, so you just have to follow along.
Literally,
I think
why would they not get 2 AI voices? They're AI. Not like hiring 2 actors.
I think it's because of Spotify, because there's an actual like audiobooks read by voice actors, but not on Spotify.
Oh,
I think they're probably on like
for it.
Yeah, and I'm too cheap to pay for it.
I don't know how you're listening to that.
I think I'm just gonna move on to a different book.
Yes, never be afraid to quit a book.
I've quit
just
many
don't
books.
Finish.
I think I'm just not gonna finish.
That sounds so bad.
It was. And you know, I feel bad because the person who recommended it like really enjoyed it. And I would love to have a conversation with them about it, but I just don't think I can finish it with the AI.
No, it's untenable.
I think I'm going back and forth between 2 books now.
I think you are too. I think what you said as a quirk just opened up another quirk, which is that you're listening to 2 different books. Like, no wonder you're confused.
I'm like, oh, we're like in a different scene now. I was like, maybe I just like
Jesus Christ, Kristin.
I was like, I haven't been paying attention, but I think I'm just doing a different book.
Oh my God, that does not surprise me.
So, not successful.
I say quit both of them. Yeah, move to
get in a different book. It didn't work out.
Nah, just call it
didn't
quits.
Work out.
Throw in the towel.
Oh man, so quirky.
You're so quirky.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Also, AI. There's a reason why there are voice actors and not all audiobooks are read by AI because it's awful.
Yeah,
and they're like mispronouncing words wrong. I'm like, ugh.
They put the wrong emphasis on things.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
It's real weird.
Yeah.
My last quirk.
Yeah.
When I started my new job, I accidentally switched the numbers of my bank account, even though I thought I reread it 4 times. And I did I did. And because of that caused an error where I didn't get paid for like 5 days.
Right.
And then I had to get a nurse to help me. And I had her type in the numbers of my bank account because I kept typing it in wrong.
Oh my God.
So I was like, here, I go, I need help with something that's weird. And this is like my first week there. She goes, yeah, whatever you need. I go, it's weird. And you're going to learn a lot about me. And I just sat her down and I was like, here's my bank information. Can you put this in? Because I told her, I go, I'm pretty dyslexic. And I keep typing this in wrong and I haven't been paid and it's all my fault.
Oh God.
Even though I called the bank like 4 times and payroll, it was a whole big saga.
Are you like looking at
I'm looking at the number.
But I'm
I'm
transferring it wrong, or you're like
there is
taking it in wrong.
A misfire somewhere.
Something's wrong in the connection.
What I'm seeing, I read the number of my bank account, I go get it. And then I put it in, and somewhere between that connection between me typing in the right
Are you
number,
going 1 to 1? Look at one number, type it in.
I'm doing like a 2 to 2.
You should go 1 to 1. You need 1 to 1. You need a 1 to 1.
She's like, this is what you need help with. I go, I go, I've already messed it up too many times, and I don't care.
I promise I have multiple degrees.
I go, I don't know and care what you do with this information. I just need to be paid. I was like, you can raid my bank account. There's nothing in there because I haven't been paid.
Yeah,
and she's like,
can't get this number
I won't take your information. I'm like, you could take it. That's the thing. I don't care right now.
Maybe don't tell people that.
She's lovely. And so now I can be paid correctly. But yeah, for about
ridiculous.
a week, it was really awful. And then I had to get help from an outside source.
Oh my gosh. Well, at least you utilized a resource, you know?
Yeah, she was
That's nice.
understanding.
That was nice.
She's
it takes a lot of bravery.
Does with the numbers too. I go, apparently.
Yeah, what is it called with the numbers?
Dysgraphia.
Yes, you definitely
didn't know.
No, it's dyscalculia. Dysgraphia is handwriting. Yeah. Dyscalculia
Calcula is the
is
numbers.
not numbers. Dyslexia for numbers. You definitely have that.
Apparently.
It's not dyslexia. It's another thing.
Yeah.
It's dyscalculia.
Well,
so you got both, sister.
Yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
It's a win-win
That's
situation.
Crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, she was like, okay, anything else I can do? I go, no. I was like, but is it right? She goes, yep, it's right. I go, okay, I'm done. Then we're done.
Well, did it go through?
It went through. Yeah. So
she
now
doesn't
I've been
also
paid.
have that.
No, I've been paid, and no one's hacked into my account. Not that she would. She's very sweet, and she's
laying low.
She was
biding
very,
her time.
She was like laughing the whole time. She's like, "You haven't been paid." I go, "No," and I have bills. She's like, "Oh, you poor thing," and I was like, "It's been a journey."
Jesus.
I'm so quirky.
You are so quirky. I'm glad you got it figured out, and I'm glad you asked for help.
I did. I was like, there's no way I can mess this up any more than I've already messed it up.
Yes. Yeah. You might as well just call it, bring in someone else.
She's like, you can do this. I go, I have proven I cannot.
I promise you I can't. All right, next time if you're going to try it on your own, try a 1-to-1 ratio. You know?
I even when I was first typing it in, because it was at our orientation, I even looked at the girl next to me and I was like, I should ask her if I wrote in the numbers right because I know I'm going to mess it up. I go, no. I'm going to triple, double, quadruple check my work. No. Turns out, bad strategy.
Yeah, because there's an error with the system. So the same system checking the mistakes is not going to compute any errors because it made the errors.
Then I had to talk to my boss's boss about it. They thought it was like a pay. It was a whole big thing. So we're good. We're good now.
Glad you're getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm paid now.
You're quirky.
So quirky. Grace.
Yeah.
What are your quirks?
What are my quirks?
What do you got going on?
All right, quirk number 1.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
The other week, I left my house key in the front door all day and
overnight.
Overnight.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I hate it's so embarrassing.
Yes. And I live in a busier neighborhood than you where people walk past my house all day, every day. So people are walking past my house.
Apartment all the time.
That's sketchy.
As alone in Washington. And I've done it, and I remember I was in the shower, and someone was banging on my door, and I was like, who the fuck? And I get a towel, and I just open up, I go, what? And it's this giant guy, and he was like, I just wanted to tell you that you left your key in your door. And I was like, oh my, I almost dropped my towel, because I was like, oh my God. But I was like,
that would have been so Jessica Day of you.
And he never looked me in the eye again. So, neither did I. So,
yeah, exactly. Neither one of you were making eye contact. And how do you know if someone's looking you in the eye?
Well, it was a lot of downward looks, and I was like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. I hate it's when you find it the next day, you're like, oh my God.
Well, Ian found it too.
Oh no.
He was like, oh, you left your keys in the door this morning. And I was like, that was last night. That was last night.
That's worse.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was just all day and then overnight. And then Ian found them in the morning.
Yeah. And you have sidewalks. You have a walkable.
Yeah, people walk past my house
all the time.
All the time, day and night. They walk past my house. So everyone definitely saw that hanging in the door. So
luckily
if anyone wanted to.
Big barky dog.
Yeah. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
But
they could have stole your car.
Yep. Yeah. I had my car key on it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was not very cool of me.
I don't like that. But
no.
I've totally been there.
And it sucked that he thought I had just done that this morning. And I was like, that was yesterday morning.
I would have lied.
It was all day.
I would have been like, oh, silly me.
Silly me.
Silly me. That wasn't there all night.
I was out there for a half an hour. Wow.
Right, good thing we found it so soon.
Yeah. Thank God. That could have been bad. All right, quirk number 2. I realize this about myself and that not everyone does this. I will like people's posts on social media, even if I don't super care about the content that they're putting out, because I just want people to feel good about themselves. I want them to feel good that they're putting stuff out there, you know?
Oh.
So I think it's just a habit where I kind of just like most things if I see a friend's put it out there. So I'm like, yeah, I want you to feel good that you're putting something out there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like a lot of things. I don't listen to the whole thing, but I'm like, I got the gist of
Same.
it. And I feel like I like it. And I want them to get more like credit on there. But I'm like, I'm not listening to the whole thing.
Same. I do that as well.
I liked it when TikTok was 60 or less.
Yeah.
I hate the longer
Sometimes
posts.
I like the longer ones when they're like stories.
No.
But sometimes I'm really, my
Wrap it up.
attention's waning.
Wrap it up. That's the whole beauty of TikTok. You got to figure it out. 60 seconds or less.
You would have really liked Vine if you had gotten into Vine. 6 seconds. Boom.
Boom.
Done.
It would have been R.I.P. Vine.
I'm in me mom's car. Vroom, vroom. R.I.P. Vine. Lily and I her ex-boyfriend Mason made the stupidest fucking Vines when he was a security guard. Oh, that was like the peak of Vine for us, was watching his stupid fucking Vines. They were so funny. All right. Quirk number 3. So now that I understand how important crying is for the nervous system, I realize this about myself, that sometimes when I'm crying, I'll think like, oh, good, this will help my nervous system. Which makes me less sad, and then I stop crying.
Oh, no. But my nervous system, I need this.
I know. So it's like I kind of cheer myself up by thinking like, it's good to have a cry. But then I stop being sad because then I'm like, yeah, this is something good. And then I kind of like don't feel as sad because now I'm thinking about the benefits to my nervous system.
Your nervous system's going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really funny. You're so quirky.
I'm so quirky. Kind of went along with our crying conversation the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So since we're kind of trying to keep this within the boundaries of a realistic length episode, and also it's Valentine's Day, and you got to get
I've got
home,
a hot date.
And I've got the new season of Yellow Jackets to watch.
I've got some raviolis waiting for me.
Holy cannoli.
And we're going to watch Nosferatu.
Romantic.
So excited.
Did you get the cheesecake?
I did get the cheesecake.
Nice.
Christopher went with the cookie cake.
Both good choices.
Yeah, both good choices.
Yeah, since we're trying to kind of keep this a bit shorter, we're going to skip informative info dumps / hobby collectors this episode, and we're going to go right into alternative
It'll
segments.
probably be like a regular length episode, honestly.
Yes, because maybe it's too much to pack in.
We should probably do this more often.
I think we probably should, because we're already at like 40 minutes. So like,
are we really?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, what are we
so this is going to be like an hour long.
Yeah.
If we get going, which like who knows if we will. We'll probably talk about it for a while.
The theoretical stuff we could talk about.
Yeah, we'll still go over, like we do with everything, we'll expand to the space we're given. So,
Yeah.
So we should probably do it. I feel like informative info dump should be its own thing. Like a meat episode.
Maybe
so
instead of
invented meat episodes. But then if we want to do hobby collectors, I guess that could be its own meat episode for a full hobby.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't have to figure this out right now. We can do this off air.
Yeah.
Because we're just wasting
Guys,
time.
Help us plan.
Yeah, to be more time efficient. Let's drag this out.
Well, remember when it was really bad and we kept going like 2 hours over and we had to have timers and we were stressed? Yeah. Oh my God. That was in the beginning.
In the beginning. And then we cut things down and then we just continue to go over time.
Yeah. Here we are.
But we're not here to talk about that right now. We are here to get into some alternative segments. Wow! Alternative!
Segments!
All right, on this week's alternative segments, we're doing personalities I tried on. I think we were recording one of our Patreon NDTV episodes and we were talking about, and we somehow ended up talking about trying hard. I think it started with a stuffed animal conversation from you, where you wanted to be this type of person.
Yeah.
Whether it was as a child or even as an adult or growing up, where it's like, wouldn't it be cool to have that personality type? And then you tried really hard to kind of force yourself to have this personality that just wasn't natural to you.
Yeah.
And we realized we both had quite a few phases of things throughout our lives where we've tried to kind of force
so many phases.
Force ourselves to be this type of person.
I feel like I could write more, but I'm capping it.
So this might be a recurring one because I have so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, ugh.
So many phases.
Yeah.
But we both wrote down a few of the personalities we have tried on throughout the years. So let's kind of just like go back and forth and share ours.
Yeah.
So why don't you start?
I tried to be popular.
Yeah, first and foremost.
I remember it was in 7th grade and I was like, this is my year. I'm going to just be a popular person. And I had a whole plan in my head on how to like integrate myself in with the popular people.
Mm.
And then that kind of I'm not meant to be a popular person.
Nah.
It's just not
for
me.
you.
It's not for me. And also trying to like integrate in my diabolical plan of integrating with the popular kids, I realized I didn't like them. They were like mean and not fun.
No, and that's
I
the
was
thing
like,
about,
what am I doing here?
Yeah,
so I
not
just
you.
like kind of put an end to that.
I had no idea you were doing all that because you were so not the type to even, like we talk about, you were like barely aware of social dynamics at all.
Yeah.
So it's weird that you were suddenly like, I want to be popular.
Yeah, it was like
what
a
was
hyper
that based
focus.
on?
I don't know.
What did you think it would bring you?
I don't know. I just thought I was like, I just had like this idea. I was like, wouldn't it be cool to be popular?
No.
And like have a bunch of friends and be like.
You already had a group of friends though. You had 10 friends.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We had this big group of friends.
We could be, I was like, I could be.
With cooler friends?
Who
was your target group? Who were you targeting?
I think I had a plan. So my plan was I was going to get into like a less. I didn't have
like a B tier.
Yeah, I was gonna go from a B tier, and then we had I think we had like a couple A tiers, and then I was like, I'm gonna go for the B tier for now, and then while I'm in the B tier, I'm gonna test out the A tiers to see which tier I want to belong to.
Wow.
Multi-tiered, I thought about a lot.
You did,
and then the second. I even like sat with A, B tier. I was like, oh, this is a mistake.
Yeah.
This is too much. I'm like caring about my facial expressions and nah.
Yeah, so you like experimented with masking for a day. And you're like, I don't like this.
I was
I'm just going to go back to being
it wasn't
totally
even,
unaware of myself.
And I'm like, what? They're like talking about makeup and I'm like, ugh.
I don't like this at all.
And like shampoos and I'm like,
Who was in your B tier? I need to hear it.
Well, it was Lacey, remember?
Oh,
and I was
faked
like,
a pregnancy, Lacey.
Yeah, fake pregnancy. And I think what started is she like really liked me for some reason.
She did really like you.
She loved me.
You're a sucker.
I probably.
And she was a big liar.
She was a big liar. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Not that I really believed her lies.
It's like growing up in the Catholic Church where you're like, yeah, we're all pretending.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure, Lacey.
Yeah,
you're
sure,
pregnant
with
twins.
Sucks. Your morning sickness must really suck.
Yeah.
But so I was like, all right, well, that's like B tier. And I was like, well, I feel like I'm in. But it was only that like one girl. But then I was like, I sat with them for like homeroom or something. And I was like, I hate it here.
Yeah, I bet.
I hate everything about this. And I hate being here.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, we're done.
I'm glad it was short-lived.
Yeah.
Great.
What's one of your personalities?
I mean, I obviously have had quite a few, but one big one that lasted quite a while. I think it was like middle school, high school, college. I was really obsessed with this idea of being like a neon pink toenail.
I remember
toenail
that.
polish person. It was like my signature color.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of was that person because I wore it for years and years and years. It wasn't even like a personality I
Did you like
was
it?
faking. I think I did. I think I liked it, but I also was like, I can't ever change this because this is like my thing. That's like the big thing that I did with a lot of stuff. It wasn't necessarily I was trying to make myself like stuff I didn't. It was that I was trying to make things my thing, and then I wouldn't allow myself the flexibility to like try other things because I was like, no, but like that's my nail polish. That's like my thing.
I'm glad you switched.
So it kind of like, now I just don't do anything. Yeah. Because who cares? But yeah, that was like
so much time.
That was a big one that I did. And it didn't take me much time because I would just paint them and then just leave them for months and months and months.
Yeah.
Like I've never been a girly girl. So it was never like, I'm doing them every week. I'm touching them up. It would be like chipped and shit.
Nails every week seems crazy.
I respect
Not
people
every week, but I don't know.
Can
People
do
do regular nail stuff. I can't imagine.
When I wore fake nails for a few years.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I would do it every week.
Personality you tried on.
Yes, but I was doing it. And I did it. And I really enjoyed doing it. It felt like an art form, but it was time intensive. I spent so much time doing that. I just don't have the time or energy now. I have the time. I just don't have the energy. I don't care.
I don't have the energy to do that.
All right. What's another personality you tried on?
I tried to be a stuffy person, like as in like a stuffed animal. This was like when I was really young because my brother had a stuffed animal, and then Stephanie, our like best friend, had a stuffed animal. I feel like everybody had a stuffed animal. You had Mituni,
my Blanky.
You Blanky. Yep. I was like, everybody has a guy. I don't really have a guy.
Yeah,
and I remember having a conversation with my mom. She's like, you just don't. Just not you. And I was like, but what if it is?
What if I could be?
I could be.
Yeah.
And I just remember I was like, maybe it's not me. Maybe it's a stuffed animal. I just haven't found the right one. So I like try to do different stuffed animals at night. They'd always end up on the floor. And I feel so guilty. I'm like, oh, I'm a bad person because I just throw these things on the floor. But I've never really slept with a stuffed animal. Now I have cats. I sleep with a cat.
Yeah.
Cat sleeps on me and breathes in my face.
Terrible.
Until Christopher comes in, and then she likes Christopher more. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Some people sleeps on my head.
Some people just aren't stuffed animal people, and that's okay.
I like them from a distance. I like them.
You appreciate,
I appreciate
the aesthetic of them.
They're very nice.
Yeah. I like the idea of them. I just don't.
But I'm not gonna like
want
snuggle
something in the bed
up to one when I have a nice warm cat.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah. What about you? What's another one?
I went through a phase in middle school. It was very, very, very short-lived, but I was really hyper focused on the idea of like visually dressing as a goth.
Ooh, like I think you should bring it back.
I think, because I'm gothic in my soul.
Yeah.
I've just never been gothic aesthetically.
Yeah.
And I went through a phase, like, I don't know how.
Dye your hair black. No, don't.
No, my hairdresser said don't do that.
You don't have to.
It does not look good on most people. No. I might go darker at some point, but not like black. That doesn't look good on most people.
It doesn't. It won't look good on you. How about that?
With my burnt lemon skin.
You have very olive skin, and it's just you can do like a nice warm brown, but you need to stick to your color chart.
Okay, I will.
Don't do black.
I won't. You said it. Okay. You're the one who said it. I wasn't going to.
I think you should. I would fully embrace the goth personality.
Well, I feel like I already have the goth personality. But I feel like, the goth look just does not go with me aesthetically. I look too childlike. I think I have a very like youthful face. Not in a brag, more like I look like a little kid. Like for most of my life, I've looked very young. Not anymore. But I still have a young, like
you look good.
A younger face.
Yeah, you've got life in your eyes.
Well, it's more so my face structure and my nose looks more like
you've got an
childlike.
Adorable, your nose is so goddamn cute.
Thank you.
But
I think
the nose that people like when they're like, I want a cute little button nose. That's like the nose that they want.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like plastic surgeons are studying it.
I feel like it's really a blessing and a privilege to like never have to ever think about my nose. I've like never had to be. And again, I know this sounds like a brag, but it's more like it's good to acknowledge your privileges where I've just never really had to think about it.
Yeah.
And it probably sucks if you always have to be like self-conscious about your nose.
Yeah.
You know?
If you're someone who I think plastic surgery is great. One, gender affirming care.
Yes,
for sure.
Absolutely.
It's gender affirming. If you've had a nose job,
breast implants,
Botox,
hair plugs,
filler.
Yep. Liposuction.
That's all gender affirming care.
It is.
Calf implants.
Yep.
Don't tell me that it's not.
The biggest
biggest
demographic of people who use gender affirming surgeries are boys with breast tissue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gender affirming. You want to look more like a boy. You're affirming your gender by reducing your breast size in order to fit the masculine.
Yes. If you disagree with gender affirming care, then make all plastic surgery illegal.
Yep. No more hair plugs for you, Elon.
Yep. No more hair plugs. No more Botox. No more filler.
Yep. I'm glad you brought that up. It's good for cis people to be aware of that everyone utilizes gender affirming care. It's just there's this stigma around it for trans people, of course.
It drives me nuts.
Anyways, how do we get here? Noses.
I don't know.
Goth.
Noses. You have such a cute button nose. You have the most ungoth nose.
I have plenty of other things I'm insecure about, so that isn't meant to be like, I don't feel insecure. It's just my nose has never been something I've had to feel insecure about. And that's
you
nice
shouldn't, because it's adorable.
Thank you. But I feel like, it's the opposite of like a gothic nose. I feel like
I don't know what a gothic nose is, but yours isn't.
I think more like regal, like more, I don't know. It's just not this. It's not freckles. It's not yours. And it's not button nose. Freckles and button nose.
You don't have a goth. You don't have a
like
face
heart
for
face.
goth.
No, I just look
you
too
could like
childlike.
You have like a strawberry shortcake face.
yes. Like put me in a little bucket hat and like set me in a field and I'll look right at home.
Oh man.
But I feel like
I hope you're not offended by that. You have a very cute face.
I was trying to think of some kind of doll
Yeah.
to compare myself to.
Cabbage Patch Kid.
It's not quite Cabbage Patch. I feel like there
No.
are some people that look very Cabbage Patchy.
No, you're not a Cabbage
I don't think I have
Patch.
quite
I think you're
that.
Strawberry Shortcake.
Yeah, I think
you
you're
get the
right.
freckles for it. You get the cute little
Yep.
nose.
I think that's spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm more Strawberry Shortcake
Yeah.
with a gothic heart and soul, but
Yeah.
I feel like aesthetically, I don't really match that. But in middle school, I went through a very short phase. I don't know why she let me. My mom would randomly let me do stuff that's like, why'd you let me do that? And then other stuff that's like, you should have let me do that. She didn't. It's inconsistent. It's part of why I am the way I am. But she let me buy the like black baggy pants with like all the pockets and like
Jenko
chains and
pants?
shit. Not quite Jenko jeans, but like.
Wait, do you have a picture?
I don't think I do. Because it was very short-lived. But I had like black baggy pants. And I would wear. I wore it probably like 2 times.
What I would give for
I think
a
I showed up to
picture.
like a soccer game, to like watch like a Pisa soccer game one time. Yeah, in this gothic updo.
So goth.
And I had like a black tank top on.
Oh yeah.
And I literally think I did that like 1 or 2 times. I was like, this isn't me.
Not me.
No, not
It's
me.
good that you try it on.
Yeah.
It's good to try things.
It's nice to try out different identities and see what fits, you know? So I'm grateful for that short goth phase, but I'm horribly embarrassed by it. So
Yeah.
let's move on.
Yeah.
What is another personality you showed up? Let's do one more and then we got to
Okay.
do our pizza secrets and go.
All right. My last one is I try to be a football girly.
Mm.
When I was living out west, everybody was a Seattle Seahawks fan.
And you wanted to be oppositional, so you wanted to root for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we could start fights with men at bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we did.
And I did, at one point, I did go to a, like, Patriots game meetup.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Those people, they were super nice. I've never been more drunk so early in the morning because the games start at 10.
Oh, God.
And the bar that we went to would open up early for these people. They're all from, and I go in and I'm like, hey, are you guys watching the Patriots game? And they ask me where I'm from. I'm like, Maine. They're like, a true believer.
Yeah.
Come on in. And I felt so welcomed. People were buying me shots of Jameson. Disgusting.
Oh, God.
10:30 in the morning. Every touchdown was Jameson.
Oh.
I was served pancakes.
Jameson and pancakes.
It was fantastic.
Welcome
and I
pancakes.
went home and I threw up at 4 and then I fell asleep.
Oh my God.
It was I never went back.
So bad.
It was so bad. I was like, these people are alcoholics. And they
Yeah.
were.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And they were like, they were so welcoming. God, they were the best drunks I've ever met. Yeah. What I found is like, it wasn't about the game or the community. It was more about me being an asshole to my coworkers because at the time the Patriots were doing really well and the Seahawks weren't. And
it's fun to antagonize your coworkers.
Yeah, and then when you move back to New England, you're like, well, this is boring.
Everyone's on my side.
Everybody's on my side.
Who cares?
And I can't. And I like instantly just didn't. I also only watched the games in Spanish because I didn't have any channels except for the Spanish channel. So I watched it at 10 a.m. in Spanish. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was a touchdown.
Man, you were really trying hard to make that work for yourself.
Yeah, and then I just, it was just interesting. I just really loved being oppositional.
Yeah,
and so
that's ultimately what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I knew exactly why you did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as I moved back to Maine, that was gone.
Maybe you should start supporting the Seahawks.
Oh. That means I have to watch football again.
Yeah,
It's so boring.
Who cares? It's so boring.
There's
so many
now
other
I know why
sports.
those people drank the whole time.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
Because you got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You're not watching the game.
No.
I went through a phase where I was trying to be a Celtics supporter.
Yeah.
And I spent a few years, like when I lived in Boston, because sometimes my dad would come down and we would go to Celtics games together. And that was nice. But like
It's nice.
beyond
I like watching
that,
live sports, but on television, nah.
'cause I like the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But I'm not just going to sit and watch a game. Who cares?
No. All right. What's your last one?
All right, last one, red wine drinker.
Oh.
I tried so hard
Was
to be
this
a
in
red wine
Australia?
drinker. Yes, when I was in Australia.
I was gonna say, I don't think you drink. I don't remember this phase.
No, it's because it was so. Well, it was when I got home from Australia, and then when I moved to Boston, I really wanted to be a red wine drinker. There was like that cute wine store at the corner in our
They were
apartment
run
in
by
Boston.
Russians.
Yes,
They loved me.
Before you like
'cause I
walk
looked
up the
Russian,
hill.
apparently.
Do you?
Yeah, they kept asking me where I was from.
Oh,
Every time I went in there, where are you from? Maine. No.
Where are your people from?
Yeah, someone on the T actually asked me, but where are you really from?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'm not familiar enough with Russians.
I don't know. I just remember living in Brookline, and I was always asked where I'm from.
I've never been asked that in my life.
I was always asked, and I would just say New England.
Huh.
And they would be like, no, but where are your people from? And I was like, they're also from New England.
Where do you hail from?
And this guy kept like, no. And I was just like, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it was really weird. I got asked that a lot in Brookline.
That is weird.
Yeah, because they had a big Russian community.
Yeah, they have lots of communities there. I feel like they had a huge Jewish community. Yeah. They had like a big Korean community. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Boston is a good town. Diverse location compared to other.
But yeah, I just remember in Brookline because I remember our landlord Leon.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He told me to catch the bat in my bathroom with a net. That was his advice when a bat got in there: is catch it with a net. Thanks, Leon.
He was nice to me, but I think he thought I was Russian.
Probably.
Yeah. I just remember I was asked all the time, like, where are you from?
Whoa, I've never wondered that about you, but maybe I'm not curious enough about your life.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I look Russian. I think I look blonde.
Yeah,
that's probably
I think that's part of it.
Because it was always
blonde hair,
men
blue
too,
eyes,
you know, blonde hair, blue eyes.
They're being creeps.
Yeah, men being creepy.
Well, anyways, that wine store at the bottom made me really want to drink red wine.
Yeah.
And then when I was in Australia, before that, in 2011, I really didn't drink that much before I went to Australia. Boy, did I drink when I got to Australia. And they drink a lot of goon over there, which is shitty wine in a bag. Or just shitty wine in general, but it comes in a bag.
Okay.
And people say slap the bag is when you're like,
oh, God.
You slap the bag and then you drink out of it.
I remember that from college.
Yeah, we would mix, because goon is so bad. It's like the worst wine you've ever had in your life. We would mix it with Red Bull, which is vile.
That sounds terrible.
Mix it with Red Bull. One time we did a gender bender event and everyone, which is cool when I think about it.
Yeah,
the boys
really
all
cool.
Dressed up in our girl clothes and there was like no shame about it.
I think we should bring those back.
It was really fun. But I got back from the gym and everyone was already like dressed up and starting to drink. So I like had to make up for lost time. Peter says he's never seen anyone get drunk so fast in his entire life. Where I walked past him coming home from the gym and I was totally fine. And I walked past him again 20 minutes later. He was like, you were like stumbling. I'm like, I don't know how you got that drunk so fast.
You're really just doing whippets. No.
Yeah, I was just doing whippets in the bathroom. No, I got so drunk that I could only pregame and I never made it up to the bars. But
one of those.
Anyways, yeah, I got so drunk so many times off of the worst white wine in existence that I was like burnt out from white wine. So when I got home from Australia, I was like, I don't know, because I don't like beer.
Yeah.
I don't like hard alcohol. I was like, I don't know, red wine, that sounds like a classy thing to do. I would force myself to drink it. I would buy bottles. I would try to like work up my tolerance. Like people always say you say it with wine, people say it with coffee and shit like that. Like, yo, you just got to like get used to the taste.
Yeah.
No. I put in the work. I put in the effort. I put in the time. I tried so many different types of red wines.
Yeah.
Good wines, bad wines, different, like just so many different types. I hate it. And finally, at one point, I just gave up. I was like, this isn't me and it will never be me.
Yeah. I think as I've aged, my taste in wine has changed. One, I've realized that drinking shit red wine, there's so many sulfites and histamines. It creates like an asthma attack.
God.
Yeah. So I have to drink red wine sparingly, but also make sure to decant it and drink better stuff than garbage red wine.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Or white wine. White wine's better.
Yeah.
For my asthma.
And I just don't drink at all anymore. So I just like am not an alcohol person. I like getting drunk once in a while, but I just do not like alcohol at all. I don't like I don't
like
care for
it like socially. I think
I'd rather get a Diet Pepsi, honestly, at dinner than a glass of wine. My thing is like I either want to drink to get drunk or I don't care about it.
Oh, I like a good glass of wine.
No, I don't. I'm not a casual sipper.
Yeah.
If I'm drinking, it's for the purpose of getting drunk.
What are you drinking at weddings?
I usually go gin and tonic.
Is like classic.
Yeah, it's my fallback.
Yeah. I've been doing white wine at weddings because I feel like I get too drunk on gin and tonics because I can really chug. I love a good gin and tonic and I just really sip those really quickly.
It's usually those two. I usually do white wine and or gin and tonics.
I think white wine because if you spit on your clothes, you're okay.
Yep.
Kind of. And
you can have a wet little front and no one will know.
Yeah. You know, you just casually sip it.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're supposed to.
yeah, you're supposed to. And I think I love wine. I think wine drunk is my best drunk.
Yeah.
I think hard
best
alcohol.
Best for you or best for other people?
Best for everybody involved.
Yeah.
I think hard alcohol.
Yeah, that's bad for
champagne drunk.
Everyone
always ends in vomiting, like profusely. Profusely.
I like a mimosa drunk.
I think it's so sugary for me that I can't handle it, and it's like the hangover isn't worth it. I can do a glass, and that's it.
Yeah.
Hard alcohol, dangerous.
Yep. Yeah.
I like a couple drinks, but I should have like a 2 to 3 drink limit for sure.
Yeah, I agree. For you and for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, this is bad personalities we tried on in our alternative segments.
Wow.
Alternative segments.
Kind of lost my wording there for a little bit, but I recovered
You got there. I had full confidence.
I made it.
I had full confidence in you.
And here I am.
Yeah. And
what? Oh, perk up your ears. Do you hear the sound of a horse maybe clopping along? But at the same time, there seems to be a train coming down the tracks. They're moving in tandem, moving as one. Two become one. And here they come, galloping and blowing steam. And they're headed towards the station. But first, it looks like they've picked up the scent of this wafting aroma in the air.
Good.
Oh, you hear him? He's smelling it now. They're going to stop at the old pizza shop first because it's time for Pizza Secrets.
We got there.
Smooth as always.
Yep. What a transition.
Just the right amount of words.
Yep.
You not too many.
Crushed it.
Yeah. Just
totally makes sense.
Just enough to tell a story.
Easy for the listeners to follow along.
Yep. And with that, it's time for Pizza Secrets. Let's do the song. God. What even is this?
What just happened?
My favorite was when we did that in front of Ian and he had not been listening, so he didn't know
Even
the whole.
He was like, "I got it."
He didn't know the whole scene that we do, and he's like, "What the hell is happening?"
Someone's gonna tune in for the first time and be like, "Oh my god,
yeah,
we haven't done that in a while."
I know. Yeah, feels good to be.
We also have to share our chapter 2s.
Yes,
all right.
We will.
We got to.
But first, let's do our Pizza Secrets song.
Pizza Secrets, tell me your secrets. Pizza Secrets.
Oh yeah. I like how we both have that same instinct.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Let me go first because mine is a very short, quick one that's like not, it's kind of like a half-ass, not really a full Pizza Secret. It's just kind of a shitty little thing I said.
Yeah.
And then you can do yours.
Yeah.
Especially because we got to wrap this up. So I'll keep mine short.
Okay.
All right. My Pizza Secret is called Sorority Sisters.
Okay.
I made the social blunder in college. Up until recently, I literally had no idea what I had done wrong. And I would like replay this in my head.
Okay.
And like, I only somehow recently figured out like, oh, that's why they were upset. So junior year of college.
Yeah.
Our friend and roommate, Megan.
We love her.
We love her. Had a friend, Hannah.
Love Hannah.
You know Hannah. Love Hannah.
Love Hannah.
Hannah is a force of nature.
Chaotic. We love her.
Yes, she is cool.
She is cool. She's just like a cool person without even trying to be cool.
Right? She is cool.
I'm like, I'm not mad at her, but I'm like, I could just never reach that level of cool without trying.
Yes.
You know?
Effortlessly cool.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was always like a little intimidated by her, but I like
she's so cool.
But I wanted to be her friend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. I liked her, but I was like, I don't know where I stand with you.
Yeah.
So it's not like we were like buds, especially at this point. But like I, knew her and she was one of Megan's best friends and she would be over at the house or we'd be out at parties or whatever. But we weren't like close friends. But junior year, she joined a sorority.
What?
And she and Megan were over at the house and they were talking about how Hannah was like rushing for this sorority. And I was so confused because Hannah is cool.
Yeah.
But I said...
Not to say that people in sororities aren't cool.
For the most part, they're not.
She's not...
I'm just going to say it.
In a sorority... She's not a sorority type that
No.
She's not the classic sorority type.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
She's not who you would traditionally think would join a sorority. It was very unexpected.
Yeah.
Very unexpected.
Yeah.
I like would have never thought that she would want to join a sorority.
Yeah.
And like, I don't even have a problem saying that most sororities suck because it's Greek culture Greek life is like so toxic
I hate
and
it.
hierarchical
Yeah.
and stupid. But with all that said, Hannah and Megan were at the house and they were talking about how Hannah was rushing for the sorority. And I said, Hannah, I can't believe that you are joining a sorority.
Mm-hmm.
And Megan was like, they're both like offended that I said this. And I was so confused because I was like, I don't see what the problem is, because I was like, you're way too cool. This is all in my head. You're way too cool to join a sorority. But what came out of my mouth is like, I can't believe you are joining a sorority. Now I realize it sounded like you are trying to be a sorority sister. Like, as if like you don't fit the prototype of like a traditional.
Also, you're kind of implying like that I can't believe.
It sounds like a judgment. Like you're not good enough to be a sorority sister.
Or like, I can't believe even though, you might not agree with Greek life, like if that's something she wants to do, that's fine. But it kind of sounds like you're also kind of like dismissing her decision to go into Greek life.
Yes. But I think the main thing that they took away from that is me being judgmental. Because Hannah's like tall. She's a very tall girl.
Yeah.
She's beautiful, but she is tall.
Gorgeous.
And she's got, like long, dark hair. So she just does
she's
not.
also like she's not. She's always wearing like sweatshirts and stuff. She's not really.
Yeah, she doesn't dress super preppy.
Yeah.
So like if she had looked like a sorority sister, I could see it coming across differently. But I think because she was probably already feeling insecure that she didn't look like the stereotypical sorority sister. And then I said that, they took it as like this offensive thing of like, you think you're going to be a sorority sister? What I meant was, you're so fucking cool. Why would you want to be in a sorority? But like, I only until recently, like thinking it through again, somehow realized like, oh.
Yeah.
And Megan was like, I can't believe you said that to her. And I was like genuinely confused. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I just could not figure out this social faux pas that I had made. And like, I'm sorry, Hannah. I know you're not
She's
listening
still
to this.
too cool for a sorority.
Yes. It's not that you're not good enough for the sorority. It's that you're too good for the sorority.
Exactly.
It's that you're above it. You're not below it. You're above it. And that's what I meant. And I'm sorry I didn't convey my words better. And I see now my mistake. But like, can't you see where I'm coming from? I can see where they're coming from.
See.
The wording, I should have added more. But I think even if I had explained it, and this is a
even
common
if
theme in
you
my life.
Explained it would have been even worse.
Because there's no way, especially if like you believe that sororities are good and cool.
Yeah, because you're also criticizing.
It's a judgment of sororities.
Yeah.
And I stand by that judgment. I'm correct. Everything I've heard about sororities has
like
informed my
I don't want to pay for friends,
Yeah, exactly. And I just think there's like so much toxic.
That being said, I was in
culture.
a fraternity.
Oh, like
an honors fraternity.
Yeah, I was going to say like a volunteer fraternity.
Less cool. It was honors.
But also less rapey. So than your traditional fraternity.
Yeah, not much rape going on in the biochemistry lab.
Thank God, yeah.
We've got so much pipetting to do.
There's too much pipetting for that foolishness.
I've got to work on my spreadsheets.
So that's it. That's really it.
Pizza secret. Pizza secret.
Yeah, more just like an accidental social shitty faux pas that I made. Yeah. All right, anyways,
I also have an accident I want to talk about.
You do. Quite the accident.
Yeah, mine's called serving up suds.
Love it.
So a little bit ago, Christopher's like, hey, I just got an upset stomach, not really feeling well. And I was like, let me be a nice girlfriend. And I was like, let me go pick up some soup. What do you want? And he wanted the classic, like, Campbell's chicken noodle. Why? I don't think it's great soup, but whatever.
Ian likes it too.
He likes the classic. So I'm like, whatever. All right. So I pick up 2 cans because I was like, what if he wants another one? And
awful.
I was like, I will make this for you. And I was like, rather than, because he's like anti-microwave.
Why?
I know.
I love the microwave.
I do love the microwave. And I'm like, I'm going to put it on the stove for you.
Such a homemaker.
I know. I'm like, look at me being a good girlfriend.
Warming up soup.
I'm going to warm up some soup. Yeah, I don't really cook much, but I can warm up soup.
I thought you made it from scratch.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're warming up
even
pans.
Worse.
Yeah.
And then the pot was used the previous night. So I was like, oh, let me wash this out real quick. Well, apparently it was very quick. And I wash it out. I cook up the soup. I put it in a bowl. I serve it to my poor boyfriend who's already suffering. And he's like, soup tastes different. I'm like, it's from the can. I didn't add anything. I was like, you want salt? You want pepper? He's like, taste it. And I taste it. I'm like, Tastes fine.
Of course, because you wouldn't taste anything, even if there was a dead rat in it. You'd be like, it's fine. Food is food.
It tastes fine. He's like, it tastes like soap. I'm like, I just dumped the can out and I followed the directions. I don't know. I'm like a little frustrated. I'm like, how about a thank you? You know, I went to the store. I bought soup. I made you the soup.
Eat the soup.
Eat it. So he eats about half of it. And he's like, man, this just tastes like soap. And I'm like, well, maybe. I was like, I rinsed the pot. He's like, did you rinse it enough? I was like, I'm pretty sure. He was like, are you? Apparently not enough. Apparently it was like very soapy. So much so that halfway through, he's like, I gotta excuse myself. I'm not feeling well. And I'm like, he's being dramatic. Nope. He said he went down to the bathroom downstairs, had lots of soapy burps, and then he goes, and then I threw up Dawn dish soap.
Oh my God.
Straight up foam into the toilet and continued to do so for the rest of the night, and then tried to go to work, had to call out of work because he kept burping up bubbles and throwing up
Charlie and the
soap
Chocolate Factory
for
style.
for the next like 2 days.
You soap poisoned him.
Like accidentally soap poisoned. And then our friend texts us about how like her boyfriend's being incompetent. I'm like, listen.
You have no idea.
I was like, I think maybe you should give him a break because I think I just accidentally poisoned my boyfriend.
It's really easy to make a mistake.
It's really hard. I was like, maybe just give him a break because he's trying his best and he didn't know that he didn't rinse the pot enough, and maybe he had to call out of work because he's throwing up soap all day and all night.
I bet that made him feel a lot better, but that really helped.
Yeah, it really helped with his already
sickness.
stomach ache. Yeah, no, he was hurting and I felt really bad.
How did you do that?
I don't know. I thought I rinsed it out. Apparently you didn't rinse it out. So now he's like paranoid that I'm going to poison him.
Not only can you not be trusted to cook the food, you can't even be trusted to wash the dishes properly.
It's anything that's handed, he's like doing like testing it and smelling it to see if it smells like soap. And I'm like, I rinsed it. He's like, I'm not sure if you did.
Is this the weaponizing competence people are always talking about? It's just regular incompetence.
It's just regular incompetence.
Hey, gets you out of the kitchen.
Right.
Sorry, I can't even wash a pot without making you sick. So I guess you should just do the whole thing.
It's not even weaponized because I'm actually trying.
Yeah.
I thought I did a good thing, and it turns out I made things a lot worse.
Yes, you did.
I poisoned him, and
you can't even heat up canned soup properly.
I can't. No. So he ended up doing the next can. And he's like, I'm just going to put this one in the microwave.
Smart.
Safe decision.
Yeah.
He said it went down okay, but he threw it up later.
Oh my God. Probably because of the soap.
Because of all the soap.
Jesus Christ.
For like 3 days. And I won't get into the mix of it, but it was like either end, it was soap.
Oh God. That's like next level of barfing.
So
like you're not just barfing. You're barfing soap. Yeah, it's
he's
foamy.
Like, he would be like, yeah, this one tasted like how Dawn dish soap smells. And I was like, okay, so maybe. I like for sure thought I watched that pot well.
You didn't.
I didn't. You didn't.
I
know that.
And now we know that.
And we know
that.
That.
Yeah.
In the worst possible way. Yep. I feel bad.
Yeah.
But I did try. I tried to do a good thing. You
tried your best.
And I still failed in like a really terrible way.
You have other strengths, you know? And that's good.
I don't feel like I do. I can't even wash a pot.
You got other strengths. Not that, but other things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Poor Christopher.
Oh my gosh. Pizza secret.
Yep, that is quite the pizza secret.
That is. So, rinse your pots.
Yes, this is a PSA.
Do a double check.
Yeah, rinse those pots. Or just use the microwave.
Or use the microwave.
Not with the pot, something else. But then you got to make sure you wash whatever you put the soup in. So, best to just give it an extra rinse.
Extra rinses all around.
Yeah, better safe than burping up bubbles, I always say.
Yeah.
All right. And that has been our episode.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we got, folks.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening.
We hope you enjoyed this.
Yep. You can find us on all the social media platforms except Facebook. You can donate to us at ko-fi.com/weirds of a feather. That goes right to the podcast. You can listen to our Patreon for some bonus content. You can check out merch on our website. And you can write us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or wherever. And that's super helpful. I believe when we check the stats, yes, we are only accepting 5 stars at this time.
Yeah,
yes?
at this time. If that changes, we'll let you know. But we're just 5 stars.
That's
for
what
now.
you've gotten from up top?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not our decision.
Yeah.
It's
the guys upstairs.
Yeah. If we had any say over it, we would accept 4 stars.
We would be begging for 4 stars. But
for
sorry.
now, they're like 5 stars only.
Yeah. So nothing we can do.
Make sure to do your 5 stars.
Please. Yeah.
And we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
That's a much better owl.
Right?
What did we just do?
Well, we just did ostrich. No, that won't have come out yet. So no, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
We haven't done anything.
This
This one's coming out next.
That's like a sheep.
Is it? Is that a sheep?
I don't think it's a bird.
I don't think it's a sheep at all.
All right, let me try
Sheeps
again.
are like,
Let me try again.
bah. Bah. Bah, I'm a sheep.
This is a sheep adjacent
That's
podcast.
so sheep. Yeah. Should we just start doing, I know you said we should do dogs, and I said there's not enough distinction, but should we just do like animal calls? I feel like it'd be good to know animal calls, and we don't seem to know them, especially you.
Oh, no sheep.
That's a sheep.
That'll be the first one I work on.
Yeah,
is
let's
a
do sheep next. It'll be our sod.
Bah.
Bah, bah, black sheep. Okay, what the fuck?